David Hood from IT Training, ITS, showing making a report in Filemaker Pro 14 that summarises information by one category, in this case attendee, and produces a running total of another column, in this case cost, a running total for each attendee and an overall summary at the bottom. At the moment, my database has these three fields, these three columns: attendee, items, and costs. I want to bring things together in a report. Just before I do that, I'm going behind the scenes to File, Manage Database, and I'm making sure I have a summary field for adding up the details. Now, if I needed a new summary field, if this one wasn't there, I'll just take that one away. I could be creating a new field by giving it a name. Could be picking the kind of field and clicking Create. And because it's a summary field, it is asking what kind of summary do I want and of what other field. And in this case, I want a running total. So I click OK, I click OK. I'm all set to go. I put the database into layout mode for working with window creation and arrangement. And from the layouts menu, I choose to make a new layout or report. I give it a meaningful name. And possibly I even spell that meaningful name correctly. And I say it's a computer-based one, it's a report. I click Continue. I would like to include subtotals and grand totals. Click Next. I would like to use all the fields in this database, but I could be selective, just so long as the stuff I want to use is on the right-hand side. I click Next, and what do I want to group the entries in the report by? I'd like to group them by attendee. I click Next, and for each attendee, what would I like to sort the records for that attendee by? I'd like to alphabetically sort by item. I click Next, and here is where I add a subtotal. For each attendee, I would like the running total. So you can use any summary field that is created here. Once I've said by attendee below the record group, I click Add Subtotal, and it adds that to the list of subtotals it's making. You can have more than one. I do the same thing for grand total, picking the summary field, setting where it's being added, and clicking Add Grand Total. Click Next, decide on what extra information I want in my report. Click Next. I do create a script for organising it. Do tick Run Script automatically. I click Finish. I'm now looking at the layout view of the report. There will be a heading of each attendee. There will be the individual information for each attendee, including a line-by-line running total. Underneath each attendee, it repeats the attendee name. It puts in a cumulative running total underneath the costs. And at the bottom of the report, it puts in a grand overall running total. So to show that in action, I'm going to go back to the browse mode. I'm going to go back to my other layout. And when I move to the summary report layout in browse mode, that triggers the script that organizes the data. And I get alphabetically by attendee because that is what I asked for. I get Anne's information, Anne's detail, item costs, running total individually, running total for Anne. George's costs, running total for George, cumulative running total. If I just look back at that in layout mode, I can see the individual parts that make up that repeating pattern, and anything I adjust in layout mode is displayed in browse mode.